We've analyzed thousands of medical studies and only brought you the best evidence. Want to know what really works? Then stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really big one: how to finally quit smoking for good without that nagging fear of gaining weight. We're going to break down the actual science and give you a clear, proven roadmap. So, does this sound familiar? If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are in very good company. For so many people, the thought of the scale creeping up is a huge roadblock that keeps them from making one of the best decisions they could ever make for their health. So let's just tackle this head on. This isn't just something in your head. It's a real, well-documented issue that researchers have been working hard to figure out and solve. And look, this quote from a major recent scientific review says it all. The fear of gaining weight isn't some small thing. It is powerful enough to stop people from even trying to quit. It's a massive barrier. Well, that's what we're here for. Because the fantastic news is that science does have a path. In fact, recent discoveries are giving us really powerful strategies and, maybe just as important, some really reassuring data to help you win on both fronts: quitting smoking and managing your weight. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Why does weight gain even happen when you quit? It turns out the answer has a lot more to do with your biology than your willpower, and it all starts deep inside your gut. The star of the show here is your gut microbiota. I want you to think of it like a whole ecosystem of trillions of tiny organisms living inside you. And these little guys have a huge say in how your body uses food and energy. So here's the wild part. When you stop smoking, that internal ecosystem completely shifts. A landmark study in 2021 found that these changes can literally make your body pull more calories out of the exact same food you were eating before. It is a genuine biological shift. So, now we know the why, but that brings us to the most important question, right? The how. If your biology is changing, what can you actually do? Well, let's look at a study that puts some real-world strategies to the test. So researchers set up what's called a randomized controlled trial. It's basically the gold standard of studies to find the best approach. They took a group of people ready to quit smoking and gave them different tools to handle their weight. They were split into 3 teams. The first group just got a self-help book. The second group, called Stability, got coaching over the phone to help them just keep their weight steady. And the third group, Loss, got coaching focused specifically on losing weight. Okay, and check out these results a whole year later. The group that just got the book gained a little weight, which is pretty typical. The Stability group, they did great. They actually lost a little bit. But look at that Loss group. They didn't just avoid gaining weight. They actually lost over 2 kilograms. That's about 4.5 pounds. Now, here's what's so cool about this. You'd think focusing on weight would be a distraction from quitting, right? It's actually the opposite. Other research shows that when you take charge of your weight, you are more likely to quit smoking for good. The 2 goals actually support each other. All right, but let's talk about the elephant in the room. What if you try your best, you quit, but you still gain a few pounds? Is it still worth it? Or does that weight gain just cancel out all the good you've done? I mean, this is the fear that paralyzes so many people and keeps them smoking. So let's just push feelings aside for a second and look at what the cold, hard data says. A massive study, one that reviewed a whole bunch of other studies, did this exact comparison. They looked at the heart health of people who kept smoking versus people who quit and gained some weight. And the result is right here. The quitters who gained weight still had a 26% lower risk of cardiovascular disease than the people who kept smoking. Just let that sink in for a moment. Even with the weight gain, their risk plummeted. The scientists' conclusion could not be more clear. Quitting smoking is so incredibly good for your body that the benefits to your heart and your overall lifespan just completely outweigh the negatives of some moderate weight gain. It's not even a close call. And guess what? The science isn't stopping there. Researchers are already looking at brand new treatments that could one day help tackle both smoking and weight gain at the exact same time. You've probably heard about some of these GLP-1 medications for weight loss. Well, super exciting new research suggests they might also help reduce nicotine cravings and that urge to overeat during withdrawal. This could be a total game changer, tackling the biology of both problems at once. Okay, so let's wrap all of this science up into one clear final message. After looking at the biology, the strategies, and the real-world outcomes, what is the most important thing to remember? It's this. 1. Quitting smoking is, bar none, the single most powerful thing you can do for a longer, healthier life. 2, gaining weight is not inevitable. We now have proven strategies that show it's totally manageable. And 3, even if you do gain a little bit, the benefit to your health is still a massive, undeniable win.
We have seen that the fear of gaining weight is completely valid, but we've also seen that it's a challenge that can absolutely be overcome. The science gives us not just a strategy, but also the reassurance that quitting is always the right call. The road to a healthier, smoke-free life is clearer than it's ever been.
If you want to analyze medical questions yourself in seconds, using evidence-based medicine principles, the link to the service is below the video.